Hello fellow Walking Dead fans, this is Solid Dave Snake bringing you a review on the most highly anticipated Walking Dead building set to date, and that is the brand spanking new Dell's RV. And I had just picked up this set at my local Walmart 2 days ago, and that is one of the retailers that carries them, the other being Toys R Us. So those are the two stores where you can get this Dell's RV, and they are slowly starting to trickle in all across the country. And some of the other sets out of this series are becoming available now too, like the cell blocks and the boiler room. So keep your eyes peeled. But I am ecstatic to have this Dell's RV, and this building set is going to be very, very popular because not only are people wanting this that are collecting the building sets, but a lot of people that aren't collecting the building sets, people that even just collect the action figures, are looking forward to this set. I know a few people on the Walking Dead action figures and memorabilia Facebook page that do not collect these building sets that are planning on picking them up or have already picked them up. So it's going to be a pretty hot item, and I got mine for $49.99 is how much they are selling for at your local Walmarts. But we will jump right into this because there is a lot to go over, and I'm not really going to explain how to build anything, but there is one thing that I want to point out in this instruction manual. And this set is 468 pieces, and it took me 3 hours to build. So it's a little time consuming, and it's a little intricate. So you really want to pay attention step by step and not miss anything, because it could really set you back in this build if you do. But halfway through this booklet, or a little over halfway through, on step 65 and 66, they put a little insert here, like it was not originally in the manual. And this is a step to allow your RV to be able to roll. Without this step, those wheels will not move. They will get stuck underneath. So this is a very important step you don't want to miss. And it is not attached in here. It's a little loose sleeve that fit right in whenever I first got this. So just keep that in mind if you want this RV to be able to roll, to take that extra step whenever you're building this. But let's get right into the 3 figures this set comes with. And first up, we'll take a look at this zombie. And this set is phenomenal overall, this building set. But Mcfarlane did skip out on the 2 zombies in here because they are reuses. And if you can't tell which zombie this was, it is from the Series 1 blind bags. The female herd walker. The legs, torso, and arms are completely the same, just repainted. However, the head is completely new. So we do get a new molded piece there. So I don't mind it as much, since it does have a different color scheme and a different head. It varies enough. And of course this set comes with the RV zombie from that season 2 opener. The one that snuck into the RV and Andrea took out with the screwdriver. And if you got the Series 1 figure pack, you'll be familiar with this figure as well, since it is an exact reuse of the mold. However, it is painted slightly different. And I like the original version better. It's more bloody. His head is so red it looks like one of the Crimson Head zombies from that Resident Evil remake. But this is the one it comes with. And one thing that upset me with the original that follows suit here is that left eye. It looks like Mcfarlane had planned on sculpting a screwdriver in there, but never ended up doing it. And it just looks weird. It looks like he's got a spectacle in that left eye. So I found that a little odd. And would really like to customize this to make it look like there's a screwdriver coming out of there. So those are the 2 zombies that come with this set. And now we will take a look at Dell Horvath himself. And this minifigure is one of the coolest ones to date, because he comes with 2 display options. As you can see right now, I have him with his alternative sitting legs, which allow him to be able to sit on the 2 lawn chairs. This one being the one I just knocked over, which is the neatest with the umbrella. And I'll show these off first before we get into Dell. Nice detail on this lawn chair. Even has a cup holder. So pretty cool. And then we have another little one, which this one's a little more basic and kind of a pain to get together. It's just 2 pieces, the chair and the legs and armrest. But it's a little difficult to get in there. They should have just made that be one whole piece. But Dell sits in both of them great with these alternative legs. And you can take them off and put on these legs for standing, which is a really nice option for Dell to be able to sit or stand up. And for such a little figure, once again, Mcfarlane did a great job with the sculpt and the painting on it. And I love his little binoculars. And they go up perfect to his face to make him appear to be looking through them. But let's get him out of the way here. His arms are a little stiff, so you can see his head. And if I can get his torso all the way in. There we go. Get zoomed in here. So for once we actually have some paint detail on one of the faces of the minifigure. Not the eyes, but the beard is colored white. It looks good. And that hat is removable. Kind of like Carl's minifigure. And on his back here you'll notice a little slit in a hole. And if you just saw me a second ago, I knocked off what was held in there. It's the rifle that he always used with the scope. And it's got the corresponding pegs to insert on the back. So he cannot actually hold this gun, but he doesn't have hands for it. But really, how often did you see Dell shoot in the show? So this is fine. And it's kind of a pain to get in here. But we got her, and it fits on there real nice. No paint detail on that rifle. Would have been nice if the scope was painted a different color in the barrel, but I'm not complaining too bad, because this Dell really looks good. So definitely the best minifigure of the set, and should be, being that it is his RV. And now that we got the figures out of the way, let's take a look at this beast. And let me get the chair off the top. Now, before we get in close on this, there are 2 display options with the awning on this RV. Right now, as you can see, I have it down, and it's real simple to remove. Just take that off right there, and there's 2 points that clip onto the top. And now we'll get the version that is retracted. And just a forewarning, this is going to cast a huge shadow here on my table. But it snaps in the same way, and that looks really nice if you want to have a display with it parked. That looks real good like that. But for the rest of this review, let me take this off and put the old back on. And now let's take a up close look at this RV. Do a little 360 of it. And we'll start on the front end of it. Take a look at it. And overall, this Winnebago looks exactly like the one out of the show. Has all the same decals everywhere. Has weathering throughout. But all this stuff on the front, like the grill and the headlights, all these are cosmetic pieces that you put on top after you're done building. So they're, well, just to give you an example, I'll take off a piece. And they fit in there nice and tight once you get them in. But that's what it'll look like underneath. So you're snapping them into these pieces. And some of the harder pieces to get on this build are the siding pieces you snap on the end. So just to give you a little heads up before you build this. And whenever you are building up the blocks, make sure you're using the corresponding blocks for the W running across, and with that brown line running all the way down. Now this door to the RV will open up, and as you can see, there is a screen door that is connected in there as well. So that is really cool. That was well thought out by Mcfarlane. And on this side of the RV, there is a lot of little cosmetic details on the outside all over, from vents on the sides to little cargo departments down here, spot for gas. There are just little details everywhere. Chieftain written on the back here, and even right up front it's got Dell and his wife's name here. Irma, I think her name was. So that's really cool. And one piece that will probably be falling off on you a lot are the mirrors on the side. On my left hand side they stick in real well, but on this side it's a little looser, and it's fallen off a good many times on me so far. So just be aware of that, and you may even want to super glue those in there. And of course it does roll, and the tires have a nice rubber to them. You actually have to put those on. And flipping it around to the back, it's got the ladder with all the decals that were actually on the RV. Georgia license plate down here. Another cargo area. Looks great. And then continuing on to this side, there are not as many details on this side. That'll give you an overall look at it. A little more basic on that side. And from a distance, the line looks straight, but if you get up close, you can notice how they do not match up 100% perfect. But I do like how all these bricks had weathering on them to make the side of the RV look weathered. Looks really good. The windows turned out good. Real nice. And the top did not skimp out on detail either. From antennas to AC, vents. Just a lot of detail on the top of this. And you can actually remove this front portion. Well, you can remove any of these portions, but to give you a little look inside, let me pull this off. However, you will have to take that awning off. And I'll give you a little look inside the cabin there to show you the details. If I can get some light in there. But there's actually a dash and the two seats in there, the driver's seat and passenger, a little steering wheel. So really, really cool. And let me snap this back on there. Tore off a little bit of everything when I pulled that up, so be careful whenever you do that. But all in all, I am very happy with the way that this RV turned out. And I really hope this sells well, so maybe Mcfarlane will consider doing a full-scale version for the 5-inch figures. And as I'm rotating this around, I'm just breaking all kinds of stuff off of it. And this build also came with extra pieces as well. All the builds usually do. But I have a good many extra pieces in here, even an extra screen door in there. So really cool. But, alright guys, I highly recommend this Dell's RV build. And if you're collecting the building sets, you gotta get it. This is the best one so far. and it is a little more intricate than the other ones. It took me about 3 hours to do it, but it was a blast. I had fun every minute that I was building this. So, alright guys, I hope you enjoyed the review, and stay tuned because there are a lot more Walking Dead building set reviews coming in the future.